let me tell to you my tale. My lords, in churches where I preach, I cultivate a haughty kind of speech, and ring it out as roundly as a bell. I've got it all by heart, the tale I tell. I have a text that is always the same, and always has been since I learnt the game. As old as the hills and fresher than the grass, radix malorum est cupidas. Then, priest-like in my pulpit with a frown, I stand, and when the yokels have sat down, I preach. And as you've heard me say before, and tell 100 lying mockeries more, I take great pains in stretching out my neck. To east and west I crane about and peck. Just like a pigeon sitting on a barn, my hands and tongue together spin the yarn. And all my antics are a joy to see, and the curse of avarice and cupidity is my sermon for its freeze of pelf. Out come the pence, and especially for myself. For my exclusive purpose is to win, and after all to castigate their sin. Once dead, no matter how their souls may fare, they can go on blackberrying for all I care. Believe me, many a sermon or devotive extordium issues from an evil motive. Some to give pleasure by their flattery, and others gain promotion through hypocrisy. Some out of vanity and some out of hate, or when I dare otherwise not debate. I'll put my discourse into such a shape, my tongue will be a dagger. No escape for him the slandering falsehood there shall be, if he has hurt my brethren or me. For though I never mention him by name, this congregation guesses all the same. For certain hints that everybody knows, and so I take revenge upon our foes, and spit my venom forth while I profess holy and true, or some holiness. But let me briefly make my purpose plain. I preach for nothing but of greed and gain, and for the same old text as bold as brass, radix malorium est cupidas. And thus I preach the very vice I make my living out of, avarice. And yet, however guilty of that sin, myself with others I have the power to win. That from it I can bring them to repent, but that is not my principal intent. Covetousness is both the root and stuff of all I preach, that ought to be enough. Well, then I give them examples thick and fast, from bygone times, old stories from the past. A yokel mind loves stories of old, being the kind it can repent and hold. And what do you think, as long as I can preach, and get their silver for the things I teach, that I will live in poverty from their choice? That's not the counsel of my inner voice. Nor let me preach and beg from kirk to herk, and never do honest job of work. No, nor make baskets like St. Paul, to gain a livelihood I do not preach in vain. There's no apostle I would counterfeit. I mean to have money, wool and cheese and wheat, though it were given to me by the poorest lad, or poorest village widow, though she had not a string of starving children, all agape. No, let me drink the liquor of the grape, and keep a jolly wench in every town. But listen, gentlemen, to bring things down to a conclusion, would you like a tale? Now as I've got drunk and caught a corn-ripe ale, by God it stands for a reason I can strike on some good story you all will like. For now, though I am a wholly vicious man, do not think I cannot tell moral tales, I can. Now here's one I often preach, when out for winning. Now please be quiet, here is the beginning.
I was walking around today and I saw various things, right? I saw various places and people, and many would say that such things... Shh.
What the hell is that?
Go find out who that is.
Now wait a minute. Now don't worry about who that was. That's one of your old friends, and he was killed by a thief called Death. We all gotta be ready to meet him at some point.
He doesn't sound so bad. So what, Death killed our friends? If we can catch him, then Death is dead.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Oh, sorry, it was not on purpose.
Why are you so, old? You're so ugly, why don't you just die already?
Oh, no! I can't die quite yet. Me and Death are old friends. He won't come for me. I've been on a pilgrimage many long years, yes. Through India and Europe. I can't find anybody who would trade their youth for my old. You know, whatever you do, make sure you treat the old well. One day you'll be old.
Wait. Did you just mention Death? He's been killing all the young people around here lately. You better tell us where he is or you're gonna pay. What? You got nothing to say? Fine. Boys? Why I oughta...
Wait! I saw him just this morning, I swear. Down there past the grove, underneath the oak tree. He's there.
Really?
If you find him there today, may God bless you.
Gee, thanks! Ugh. You heard him, boys. Keep moving.
Oh, my old legs.
Yo, where my boy Death at? Where he at?
What's this?
Whoa, boys. Looks like we got a box under a tree.
I love boxes under trees.
Exactly. Boxes are awesome. Let's see what's inside. This is awesome! What's that?
Jules?
We're gonna be rich!
Oh my God!
We can buy a castle with these.
Let's do it.
Not so fast, guys. We should probably wait till it gets dark. If we go now, they'll know we stole this.
Yeah, you're right. But I gotta say, I'm hungry. Like, we need to get food.
I got an idea. How about one of us goes into town and the two stay with the jewels?
I like that.
1, 2, 3, not it.
Not it for
Not
me
it.
either. Let's draw straws. Longest goes to town.
All right, I'll go first.
Guess I'll go second.
And this one's for me.
Well,
Guess I'm the lucky one.
guess so.
Mr. Apothecary? I have some rats to kill. Do you have any poison? How big are these rats? Very large. Human size. I have just the thing you need. Here you go. Thank you.
So what are we gonna do?
I don't know, there's so much we can do. We can buy a castle or a pirate ship.
I think we should wait for him to get back first.
Wait, what if we don't wait for him to get back?
What do you mean?
What if we only had to split it 2 ways instead of 3?
But how? He already knows about the jewels.
Are you in?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Hey guys, didn't have any food, but I got some water. Hi guys.
How about a toast to murder?
Cheers.
This.
When Phoebus had unearthed his habitation, as the ancient books are pleased to mention, he was the most gallant of bachelors in this world and the best of archers. He slew Python the serpent as he lay, sleeping on the ground one sunny day. And many another noble worthy deed he wrought with his great bow, as many men may read. And every instrument of minstrelsy he could play, and sing that a melody it was merely to hear his clear voice. He was the handsomest man that is or was since all the world began. What need his noble features to describe, for in this world was none so fair alive. He was filled full as well with nobleness, with honor and perfect courteousness. Now Phoebus in his house he had a crow, that in a cage he nurtured many a day. And taught to speak as men will teach a jay. White was this crow as in snow-white swan, and counterfeited the speech of every man, whenever he set out to tell a tale, and two in all this world no nightingale could in 100,000 part excel, in singing so wondrous sweet and well. Now in his house this Phoebus had a wife, whom he loved more than his very life, and night and day he showed his diligence in pleasing her, and doing her reverence. Except for the fact that, truth to say, he was jealous, and in a gilded cage would have kept her, and lived undeceived. And so is every man to some degree, but all in vain, for it avails us not. A good wife whose chastity in deed and thought should not be spied upon, that's for certain. And truly is it a labor all in vain, to keep watch on a bad one, can't succeed. This I hold as foolishness indeed. To waste labor keeping watch on wives, thus the ancient wrought throughout their lives. This Phoebus, who was innocent of guile, was deceived, despite that he was a comely, for under him another man had she. He a man of little reputation, not worth Phoebus in comparison. More is the harm, it happens often so, for which there comes much harm and woe. So it befell, when Phoebus was absent, his wife anon for her coxman sent. When Phoebus's wife had sent for her man, anon they wrought their lust to assuage. The white crow, who hung there in his cage, beheld the work, but never spoke a word.
My wonderful crow, what song doth you sing today? Caw! For your noble eyes have been deceived. Caw! By a man not even worth a gnat, by my life. Caw! I saw him in his bed with your wife. Caw!
Then Phoebus turned away, his thoughts awry, and felt his sorrowful heart might break in two. His bow he bent and set therein an arrow, and in his anger then his wife did slay. That was the outcome, there's no more to say. For sorrow he broke his tool of minstrelsy, his harp and lute, bittern and psaltery. And after that thus spoke to the crow, "Traitor, with the tongue of scorpion you have brought me to my confusion. Alas that I was born when I were you dead. O false thief, I will repay you now for your false tale. Once you sang like to the nightingale. Now shall you, false thief, your song forgo, and all your white feathers shall lose also. Never through all your life shall you speak, thus shall we on a traitor vengeance wreak. You and your offspring ever shall be black, with no sweet sound shall you answer back, but ever croak foretelling storm and rain, as sign that through you my wife was slain. Lording of this example I pray you, beware and be careful what you say, and never tell a man thus on your life that another man has been with his wife."